get this away a little bit. There you go. Better? Okay. My name is Jens, and I'm here to do the next part of this clinic. And the part I will do is the next step from Katrine. You could say some of the drills will look the same. There will be less storytelling, if probably not any. But this is the part for in Denmark where we go U7, U8, where we try to exclude the parents. We might need some parents today if some of the kids are really young, but otherwise this is something that should be doable for 1 or 2 coaches with this group of kids. So still mini basketball and still on borderline what we call nano basketball in Denmark. Yeah. Oh. So, sorry. I have a little agenda here. I'll talk just very briefly about myself while I'm here. I'll talk also very briefly about some trends in Danish mini basketball. Katrine touched upon it a little bit. But just to put a perspective on what we'll do here. And I'll give a very short intro to my personal approach to coaching these kids, why I do it and what my focus is when I coach this age group of kids. Yeah? So a little bit about myself. I talked to some of you yesterday, so for some of you this is old news. I'm 43 years old. I played basketball for almost my whole life, since I was 12 years old. I'm actually still an active player. It might not look that way, but I try to be. I coached my first team when I was 14. Maybe that was too early, and maybe they shouldn't have let me coach, but I loved it, so I've coached the kids ever since. And now I coach 3 youth teams in the club where I come from in Copenhagen. It's called Falcon. It's central Copenhagen, Frederiksberg. In my daily life, I work for this non-profit foundation which promotes basketball in Denmark for kids, to try to get more kids to play. That's a long story that I won't get into here, but and I help manage the club in Falcon. Yeah. So trends in Danish mini basketball. In Denmark, we have about 17,500 active basketball players, and 7,500 of those are under 12. So we have a lot of mini basketball players compared to the amount of players that we have. And the federation, which is not me and Katrine, but the federation in Denmark has chosen to, as Katrine said, implement parts of the Italian mini basketball approach, which is an approach where you give a lot of autonomy and choice to the kids, try to promote decision making. And this has been an eye-opening experience in Denmark, I think, because before we were somewhat old-fashioned in the way we coached mini basketball. We were very drill-oriented, we were very fundamental-oriented, and nothing wrong with drilling fundamentals, but it's also when you drill fundamentals. And we had a long history of making right-handed and left-handed layups that look good with this age group of kids. But there was a lot of basketball stuff and a lot of basketball knowledge that they missed because maybe because we had this very controlled approach to mini basketball. Then another trend in Danish mini basketball is there's a movement going away from result-oriented mini approach. You know, going away from a very strict focus on winning games. 10 years ago, when I started coaching in this club in Copenhagen, the main goal of the club was to win this tournament in Sweden in U10. At least that was the main goal in the mini department. And we have moved completely away from that, and a lot of teams in Denmark have moved away from this approach. Also, the federation have moved away, so there's no visible score in the games anymore. You basically don't know who's won the game in U10 or U11 until the game is over. And that eliminates the focus of the coaches for playing only the best players. It also eliminates the players just running to the score table every time like this, and their man is running to the other end of the court. because they need to see if there's some way magically the score changed from 2 seconds ago to now. Then I think there's a movement into quality. Quantity is quality. We have grown Danish mini basketball with almost 100%, from 3,500 to 7,000, so some more than 100% over the last 7 years through school basketball and visibility, but also because a lot of clubs have realized that if we want to grow the sport, we need to be more kids. And that means putting more kids in the gym at the same time. And you can have different approaches to why you want to do that. Some clubs, we can persuade them to put a lot of kids in the gym because they want to be really good in U15. And in the long run, you're going to win games if you put more kids in the gym. The more kids you have, because you don't know which kids will be good when they're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And as a good rule of thumb, your best player has not started yet if you're coaching mini basketball. And then we, as I said before, with the Italian approach, we have more focus on game awareness and less focus on drilling fundamentals. Yeah? So for me, my personal focus when I coach kids, I think it's important to try to connect with the kids, like Katrine said. Today that might be a little difficult for me because my German is non-existent, and the chance that I learn their names are very slim. But in general, I think it's an important thing when you coach mini basketball that you, as a coach, bring yourself. When you get older, it's maybe not a good idea to be the friend of the kid and the coach of the kid. When you coach 13-year-olds, that doesn't fly, because then there's some things you can't make them do. But when you coach 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds, or even 6 or 7-year-olds, I think it's a good idea to also be their friend, to be able to connect with them, to be able to make them laugh. So in reality, you know, for me, it's all about kids playing the game that we all love, at least all of us in here. And I think for me, it's about giving back what I've gotten from the coaches that have coached me. And I think kids, they don't react to the coach because he's technically good at basketball. They react to the coach because he wants to be there, because he wants to give them something. So I think that's an important thing to take away, that if you as an approach wants to give something to the kids, they will listen more closely to what you give them. And then for me, it must be fun, like Katrine said, and fun does not necessarily mean that we eliminate focus. You can have fun drills that also have focus, because sometimes when you say it just needs to be fun, people think that it's just running around the gym, throwing balls at every basket. It can also be fun to do something more structured. Connecting with the kids I talked about. Then I think one thing I've learned in recent years is that it's super important that the kids learn to make decisions. And you make drills where they can explore the game. So you can make very strict drills, but you can also make drills where they are like the drill Katrina did before, where one kid, it's a kid that starts the drill. It's not the whistle that starts the drill. Also some drills where they have to make decisions that implement other kids. And also sometimes when you correct the kid, or if you're in a game, instead of telling him what to do, then asking him, what made you do this? What did you see? Why did you take this decision? So they get to explore the game instead of we get to dictate the game to them. And then, as a rule of thumb, when you coach this age group of kids, get as many kids involved and moving at the same time, basically. Yeah. That was it for me. I think I'll go over here now and coach some kids. Don't clap yet, you don't know what's going on over here. Hi kids, are you ready to play? I hope. So every kid come over here. And every kid bring a ball.
Und alle Ball. Habt ihr einen Ball? Ja. Okay. Wer hat einen Ball?
Okay, my name is Jens. Ich heiße Jens. That's all I know in German. So that's out of the way. Now, even though you guys know each other, we're going to meet each other again. Okay? So now everybody gets in the circle.
Wir machen wieder einen Kreis. Wir stellen uns jetzt nochmal vor, auch wenn wir uns schon kennen.
Now we're going to dribble, and you're going to dribble to somebody else. So I dribble to you, and I'm going to give you a high five, and I'm going to say my name. My name is Jens.
My name is Selina.
Okay, and I go to you. My name is Jens. Hagen. Hi, Hagen. My name is Jens. Okay. Once you've said hello, given 3 high fives. When you've given 3 high fives, you run to a basket. It can be any basket. This one?
Wenn ihr 3 Namen gesagt habt.
Gemacht habt, dann dürft ihr zu irgendeinem Korb und darauf werfen.
Yeah, and just take a shot. It doesn't matter if you make it or not. So I give 3 high fives, I run to the basket. I take a shot, I come back. And now I need to find 3 new guys that I haven't high-fived. So I find 3 new guys. I go, hi, I'm Jens. And all the time you dribble. I'm Jens. And then I go again. Okay, so now it's your turn. Namen sagen. Ja.
Und 3 Mal und dann noch ein Kopf.
3 Mal? Die Namen die gleichen?
Nein. 1, 2, 3, dann noch ein Kopf. Okay?
Okay, we try. Go. All the time dribble, kids. All the time dribble. My name is Jens. Ich heiße Jens. Ich heiße Jens. So dribble, dribble, dribble.
Wer ist auf Zug? Die hat man nicht. Marcel. Die hat man noch nicht.
Okay, get back here, get back here. Keep them here when they get back.
Los, Hanna!
Sehr gut.
Ich hab 3 weggeworfen.
Okay, 2 things.
2 Sachen.
3. Ich hab 1.
Now, every time we high five, we have to dribble. Dribble the whole time.
Wir müssen die ganze Zeit dribbeln, nicht aufhören.
Now, and now we make it a little harder.
Ein bisschen schwieriger.
So when we high five, we first high five and then we give knuckles. Okay? So we still say our name, but we high five and knuckles and we dribble at the same time.
Erst High Five und dann mit der Faust. Okay?
Okay? Und dabei die ganze Zeit dribbeln, nicht aufhören. Okay?
And when we've done it 3 times, we go to the basket.
Ansonsten, wenn ihr 3-mal gemacht habt, ja? Danach sagt
Dribble, dribble, dribble. Okay, get back here, get back here.
Komm wieder zurück, komm, Freddy. Gregor, Julia, Ball abbekommen. Leute, weh. Jetzt.
Jungs, wieder herkommen. Auf geht's, Fritz. Fertig.
Okay, see. Now, one more thing. We're going to make it even more difficult.
Noch ein bisschen schwerer, weil ihr so gut seid, okay?
So now we go dribble, we go high five, we go knuckles, and we go foot. Okay? Same thing, high five, knuckles, foot. Dribble all the time. Okay? Go. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Dribble. Yes. Knuckles.
Faust, Faust und jetzt Fuß.
Okay, good.
Kann mit beiden Händen.
Then when you do this drill with maybe a little older kids than this, you can develop a lot of different, very difficult handshakes that they have to do. Which for most kids is a lot of fun. Can one of you collect these? Just put them here. Just out of this. Yeah. Okay, guys, come down here. Come down here.
Okay, Ferdi. Auf geht's.
Okay, so we go together 2 and 2.
Immer zu zweit zusammen.
And we stand like this if you come to me. One guy in front, facing this way, and one guy behind.
Einer ist vorne, einer ist hinten.
Now we go to the other orange line down in the other end. And you dribble, and I have to, you can just walk, but I have to do exactly what you do. So you dribble, and I do what you do. If you dribble with the right hand, I dribble with my right hand. Yeah, that was already too technical for me. So when we get to the other end, we switch, and the other one is in back, and the other one is in front.
Okay, und wenn ihr hinten seid, dann
machst du?
And this is a very, very simple drill, but we're going to try to evolve this drill in a minute to something more complicated.
Wenn ihr hinten mal tauscht, tauscht. Jetzt darf der andere vorne sein, okay? Einmal tauschen und wieder auf die andere Seite. Und los geht's, Freddy. Einfach anfangen. Immer das nachmachen. Guck mir welche an.
Yeah, dribble.
Schauen, was er macht. Schauen, was er macht.
We can do one more time. Oh, if they're all here, just leave
Haken,
them.
fertig. Komm wieder zurück.
Wait here, wait here. Okay, look here, kids.
Achtung, warte mal kurz.
Now we do the same thing, but I'm behind you,
Ferdi,
and I dribble the same dribble as you, and at a certain point I touch your back, and then we race to the other end. So I decide, you decide what dribbles we do, I decide when we race, okay? And then we switch, and then I go. Okay?
Okay, wieder aufstellen. Kannst du
Everything with dribbles.
Anfang und du bestimmst, wann du anfängst. Los geht's.
So in the beginning we're just walking. Just walk. So this is always too fast for the drill. So in the beginning, we have to make it go a little slow. Go all around the front of the front of the slow. Okay. So tell them when we start, they have to walk, they have to go slow. And when we then touch the back, we have to run.
Also, als erstes, wenn ihr hier noch zu zweit seid, bevor ihr euch berührt, müsst ihr jetzt mal langsam laufen, okay? Dass der andere hinterherkommt. Und ab dem Zeitpunkt, wo ihr angetippt werdet, dann könnt ihr ganz schnell. Aber davor auf den anderen warten, okay?
Now one more thing. When we dribble, I do what you do. When I touch you, we have to jump before we run. Okay?
Einmal hochspringen und dann los. Okay? Verstanden? Langsam. Los geht's.
So here we're trying to make the kids give both kids different elements of decision. So one can decide the dribbles, one can decide when we do other stuff. And then we try to build on this in a moment. Okay. Now we do the same thing, but, so I follow. When I touch, then I have to go down and up and run.
Beine wird hinlegen. Hinlegen. Und los geht's.
So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to give the kid behind the choice if they want to jump or lie down. So now they both touch and choose what to do, and the other kid has to observe. Last thing. Dribble. There you go. Okay, the last thing. We go again. And now when I touch in the back, I decide. Either I jump or I go down. Not both, either or.
Also wir können es aussuchen. Springen oder hinlegen. Okay? Der Hintermann darf sich aussuchen. Okay? Und dann müsst ihr darauf aufpassen, was der andere macht. Okay? Fertig, los geht's.
So if this is all the kids, U10, U11, you can incorporate dribbles instead of lying on the floor or jumping. You can incorporate a lot of other stuff that they have to do. But the fact is that they have to react to each other all the time. I'll just show one thing. We're not going to do it with the kids, but if the kids are a little bit older, we can do it. You take 2 balls.
Ah, okay. Ja.
The person in front has 2 balls and a dribbling, and the person behind will steal a ball. And once we steal a ball, we race, or once we steal a ball, we do an exercise. But I think the 2 ball stuff might be a little bit advanced here. Okay. Now we line them up in 3 lines. So we need a line over here.
Part kommt hier.
So one line behind here.
Hä? Was machen wir jetzt denn?
It's okay. Okay, so now, like before when we had a König, now we have a König again.
Okay, wir haben jetzt wieder Könige und Königin.
Ich König.
So now we say for the first 3, you need a ball. For the first 3, you're the König.
Du bist der König.
So you have to do what he does. You dribble on the line, dribble, 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 stop, dribble, dribble, and run.
Du musst immer auf der Höhe von ihm bleiben, okay? Wenn Ferdi nach vorne geht, geht er auch nach vorne. Wenn er nach hinten geht, geht er auch nach vorne, okay?
As soon as he decides to run, everybody has to run.
Wenn der Ferdi lossprintet, müsst ihr auch lossprinten. Okay? Okay, Ferdi, los geht's. Immer das machen, was ihr macht. Ferdi! Okay. Du kannst nach vorne, nach hinten, okay? Und dann irgendwann los. Nicht direkt loslaufen, okay?
So Fritz ist König.
Los geht's, Fritz. Nach vorne, nach hinten.
Okay, just take a shot and come back. Just go once or twice more. And then run back in the side. Run back. Zurück. Okay, hold up. Okay, now the king gets to decide, like he did before, what dribbles we do. Once he starts running, he has to run through one of those 3. Yeah, he can decide himself. But it's best if he takes not the one in his own side. If someone goes through, nobody else can go through. So if I go through here, the others have to go through the others. Okay? Does it make sense?
Der Karl fängt an, du darfst jetzt ein Tor ausmachen. Ja, guck mal, er fängt an. Also du darfst ja ein Tor ausmachen. Du bist dein anderes. Fritz, ich muss auch los. Okay, Ferdi, du bist König, du darfst ja eins Feld ausmachen, okay? Irgendeins. Hagen, aufpassen, ne? Julia. Du dürft nicht dieselbe.
It might be too difficult, I don't know.
Nicht dieselbe. Sehr gut. Ja, auch gleichzeitig, ne? Die ersten 3. Fritz, Hagen.
So the idea again is to get the kids to react to what the other kids do. Yeah. Okay, we're going to do one more thing now. So everybody gets a partner, and the two partners have to hold hands and wait on the orange line. So everybody just gets in the line. Okay, so we have to dribble, but we have to hold hands.
Händchen halten und mit der anderen Hand drücken. Okay? Ja, Händchen halten und mit der anderen Hand drücken. Nice.
Yeah? So now we start, and we have to go around one of those two orange cones. It doesn't matter which one, and it doesn't matter which way, but we have to dribble. When we are around this cone, we have to go around the yellow cone. It doesn't matter which way. So we can go one way or the other way. As soon as we're around, we got to get through over the goal line, which is here. So this drill is made both for ball handling and for communication between the kids, and also just for awareness of where other kids are. So what's going to happen is some kids are going to go around this way and some are going to go around this way. And then they have to react. Oh, you got to hold hands, hold hands. Go, 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 go. Get up.
Wieder herkommen, wir machen noch eine Runde. Ihr könnt mal die Hand wechseln. Und es geht.
Oh, wait.
Karl.
We do it, we go at the same time. So we have more chaos.
Karl, komm wieder zurück, mein Fehler. Hand. Wir machen direkt das neue Stück. Fritzi, komm her.
Okay, we go one more time when I say go. Okay? Are you ready?
Wenn er los sagt, müsst ihr.
So we see who comes first. Are you ready? Go! Go! Los! Okay, so one last time. And if we say these guys came first, then the prize is that one guy now has to go backwards. Yeah, for me, anytime. Go take some water. There you.
Okay, den Gregor macht ihr zusammen.
Der erste Minute, so.
We're on break. I have one more thing to do, but they were asking for water.
Okay.
They were tired.
We'll take our time.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We'll take a couple of minutes from the lunch break. It's no problem.
But how much time do I have? Have I gone over?
No, you have.
10 minutes? 5 minutes?
We started 10, 15, 10, 12, whatever. So you have at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm just going to do one more thing.
Okay. Okay. Ist müde, die Kinder?
Yeah, they're tired.
Aber dann eins. Sind wir auch wieder im Plan.
We're gonna do one shooting drill now.
Okay.
Or
I think shooting drill is great.
finishing stuff.
Yes.
So we're gonna take 3 cones. They're gonna slalom. They're gonna shoot. 1 point if they hit the rim. 2 points if they score. I'm gonna put the ladder in here. And we're just gonna make them into 2 teams because they're, I don't know. Every time they get to 3 points, they can move their piece on the ladder.
Okay.
And we see who wins.
Yes.
Yeah. If you line up 3 cones like down there, I have one here. Just one closer here. Then we take 4 kids in this end, the blue team, and 4 kids in this end of the yellow team. So now we play a little shooting game to end the practice. And the goal of the game for in a training session, or in training from a training perspective, is to make the kids communicate with each other. So the line goes on this side.
Wir drüben jetzt gleich Slalom hier durch, okay? Alle mal dahinter, alle hinter K.
On the other side.
Martina, auf die andere Seite. Die dribbeln zum Korb. Slalom. Ja. Karl, dribbeln noch Slalom zum Korb.
Yeah, dribble.
Und werfen am Ende. Werfen. Nice.
If he hits the rim, 1 point. If he scores, 2 points. As soon as a team has 3 points, the guy that scores to point number 3, this is the blue team, he runs up here, and then he moves the blue piece 1. And then the purpose of the game is to move your blue piece to the other end, then you have won. But it's important.
Das blaue Bittchen, immer ein Zweiter und am Ende der Leiter sind. Okay? Schon? Und wir dürfen das Schützchen immer ein Zweiter bewegen, wenn wir 3 Punkte haben. Okay? Und ihr kennt ja noch die Regel. Trefft ihr den Ring, kriegt ihr 1 Punkt. Und trefft ihr rein, kriegt ihr 2 Punkte.
So you have to talk about how many points you have and who's running.
Und
And
ihr müsst immer reden, wer wie viel.
Nehmt ihr euer Hütchen und setzt es ein weiter. Wenn ihr noch einen trefft, dann setzt ihr das noch ein weiter. Okay?
Du wirst und danach ruft der Nächste. Und immer wenn wir 3 Punkte haben, darf der getroffen hat, darf das Hütchen 1 weiterlegen. Okay? Ja, Martina, bist du rein?
are you?
3, 2, 1, es geht's. Okay. Und der Nächste. Also 2 Punkte. Okay? Weiter geht's. Wenn du jetzt einen Punkt machst, darfst du das Hütchen 1 weiterlegen. Nice, jetzt kannst du das Hütchen 1 weiterlegen.
Can you go move the blue piece? Go back, Fritzi, go back. Move the blue, move the blue. Blau.
Blau. Und du darfst da eins weiterlegen haben. Wir haben 4 Punkte. Und weiter geht's. Okay, kein Punkt. Weiter geht's. Und Karl, 2 Punkte. Weiter geht's. Wir brauchen 3. Und denk, wir brauchen 3. So, wir haben 3 Punkte. Du darfst das Hütchen 1 weiterlegen. Sehr gut. Und kein Punkt. Weiter geht's. Kein Fritz. 1 Punkt Hütchen. Und dann stark. 1 Punkt. Sehr gut, Fritzi. Und Karl. Sehr gut, Fritzi. Und zweiter Punkt. Mach 1 Punkt noch.
And this gamification of moving pieces in the ladder has normally a really positive effect on the kids. You could say focus for actually scoring the ball and actually keeping a high pace. Okay, stop. Then we can do this in 1,000 variations, but I think we're out of time. So kids, come in here. Good job.
Abklatschen, Haken.
Good job. Ooh.
Nochmal.
Ey, so hoch, da kann ich nicht mal hochspringen.
Weiß ich nicht.
Hey kids, thank you for practicing with me. It was fun. You're really good. And I don't know what we say, but what do we say here?
Was wollt ihr rufen? Habt ihr einen Wunsch?
Nein.
Basketball? Okay.
Ja.
1, 2, 3.
Basketball!
Sehr gut.